In September 2000, the United Nations came out with Millennium Development Goals that would be targeted to be achieved and/or improved by 2015. From 2000 to 2015, there has been improvement in almost all of the global goals, specifically gender equality and the improvement of political, educational, and employment rights. Overall, the regain of gender equality. Having these goals met are a key factor to improve the world and the generations to come, teaching a newfound love for both sexes and reducing the gender inequality gap. The Millennium Development Goals are necessities to better the world with prejudice against women in today's society. Gender equality as a development goal is to empower both women and men for equal rights in homes, in work, in opinions, etc. With the help of influential women like Emma Watson, who took to the UN to advocate for the He for She campaign, or Malala, who was the Nobel Peace Prize for fighting for not only her educational rights, but all women in Pakistan and the world. SDGs are Sustainable Development Goals, aimed to be achieved by 2030, are presented global goals in bettering the world through every nation. The difference between SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, are that there are 7 SDG targets that explicitly refer to a person with disabilities and additional 6 targets refer to people in vulnerable situations. The SDGs are suitable for most nations, if not all, but the Millennium Development Goals are working towards the relief of the global disparity theory in which poorer nations are relying on richer nations. The SDGs are used as an improvement of the MDGs and are more detailed goals in which countries can strive to. The SDGs are detailed and are to an extent refined in a way that is specific and achievable goals that nations can strive towards, whereas MDGs focus on broad goals, such as Goal 4 and 5 in SDGs are ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all, and achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. But the MDGs only have one goal, which is promote gender equality and empower women, thus showing the value-specific values for each of the goals and how the SDGs are aimed to better the world.
It is quite controversial if the Millennium Development Goals were achieved or failed, and if it can still be considered a victory. It actually depends more on people's opinions rather than the facts. For example, for MDG 1, which was to reduce the amount of people living on $1.25 a day by half, was achieved 5 years before the deadline of the goals. However, some other goals, like combating HIV and AIDS, which the goal was actually to halt the spread of AIDS and possibly even reverse it, has not been met, although the rates of HIV fell by 40% between 2000 and 2013. Now, while some people may not consider this a success, it is still a serious improvement from before. The Sustainable Development Goals are the follow-up project to the Millennium Development Goals. They were set in 2016 and are to be completed by 2030. There are more than twice as many goals, which may be much more specific than the MDG goals, which may also be a part of the strategy to completing them. These targets should be taken extremely seriously by everyone. One of the goals that should be taken the most seriously, specifically, is the search for affordable, reliable, and sustainable energy for everyone in the world. To achieve this goal, first, you need to define what receiving affordable energy means, as this concept can be defined in many different ways depending on people's perspectives. The way that the Sustainable Development Goals define clean, affordable energy is energy should create a consistent stream of power to meet basic human needs, maintain and improve social functioning, and advance living standards. One thing that makes this goal the most important is because it is all about people. Affordable energy is something in this day and age that is actually a human need, not just something that is needed for free time. Energy is the way we communicate with people all around the world, and it is highly unethical that many people, around 1.2 billion in the world, are not able to experience this. Secondly, by achieving this goal, many of the other sustainable development goals can be achieved in the process, such as Goal 10, which is to reduce inequalities among people, as well as Goal 13, which is to protect our planet. Therefore, setting Goal 7, which is clean energy, as a priority, we are likelier to achieve the other goals in the time frame that was given to us. Not only that, but clean and affordable energy can also be one of the main factors to contribute towards ending poverty.